the trader you become. The decision was made before the trade. Most traders believe discipline happens during the trade. The market moves. Fear appears. Greed appears. The stop loss gets close. The position moves quickly. And at that moment, the trader tries to make the right decision. Perhaps that's why trading feels so difficult, because the trader is asking the emotional mind to invent wisdom. At exactly the moment emotion is strongest. But what if discipline doesn't begin during the trade? What if professional traders make many of their most important decisions before the trade even begins? Chapter 1. The worst time to decide. Imagine a pilot waiting until an engine fails before deciding what to do, or a firefighter arriving at a burning building and only then beginning to think through the emergency procedure, or a surgeon making up the operation while standing over the patient. It sounds ridiculous, not because pressure can be eliminated, but because important responses should not be invented for the first time under pressure. They prepare beforehand, they rehearse, then, under pressure, they execute. Trading is no different, yet many traders unknowingly do the opposite. The market opens, the candles become fast, the position starts moving, the stop loss gets close, and only then does the trader begin asking, should I move my stop? Should I take profit? Should I hold? Should I add? Should I get out? The emotional mind has become the decision maker. Perhaps the real problem isn't that traders lack discipline. Perhaps they're making important decisions at the worst possible time. Chapter 2. The emotional trader improvises. Imagine a familiar situation. The trade has been entered. The stop loss has already been placed. Everything was planned. Then the market pulls back. The stop suddenly feels too close. A thought appears. It needs more room. Now something interesting happens. The trader begins negotiating. Maybe the structure changed. Maybe this volatility is different. I don't want to get wicked out. Just this once. Notice what is happening. The trader is no longer executing the trading plan. The trader is trying to invent the correct response while emotionally involved in the trade. That is an incredibly difficult place to make good decisions. Now imagine a different trader. The same pullback happens. The same discomfort appears. The same thought arrives. It needs more room. But instead of beginning a debate, the trader recognizes the thought. There it is. The professional response has already been decided. The stop stays. No negotiation. Not because the trader feels calm, not because the fear disappeared, because the decision was already made. One trader improvises, the other retrieves something that has already been practiced. That may be one of the biggest differences between emotional trading and professional execution. Chapter 3. Why traders forget their rules. Many traders say something interesting after breaking one of their rules. I don't know what happened. I forgot my rules. I knew what I was supposed to do. I just didn't do it. For a long time, it may seem like the problem is memory, as if the trader simply forgot the trading plan. But perhaps something else is happening. The rules didn't disappear. The trader still knows them. The problem is that another voice has become louder. The voice that says, just this once. This setup looks good enough. Maybe one more trade. I can make it back. It needs more room. Those thoughts become so convincing that the trader begins trying to solve the problem in real time. The emotional trader starts improvising. Perhaps this is why so many traders feel exhausted. Every difficult moment becomes another debate. Every trade becomes another negotiation. Every decision must be invented again. But what if the trader no longer had to invent the answer? What if the answer already existed before the market opened? Chapter 4. The decision was already made. Imagine preparing before the session, not by predicting what the market will do, but by deciding who the trader will be when certain situations appear. Before the market opens, the trader already knows. If the stop feels uncomfortable, the stop stays. If a large candle creates fear of missing out, no qualified setup, no trade. If the first trade finishes quickly, trade 2 does not automatically exist. It must independently earn execution. Notice something. The trader isn't predicting the market. The trader is preparing responses. The market is uncertain. The trader's process doesn't have to be. This changes the entire purpose of preparation. Preparation is no longer only about finding good trades. It is about making good decisions before emotions begin negotiating with them. Chapter 5. The professional response already exists. Perhaps this is what professional preparation really looks like. Not memorizing more rules, not reading another trading book, not promising to become more disciplined. Instead, the trader asks one simple question. When this situation appears, what will my professional response already be? The stop gets close, response already chosen. The urge to chase appears, response already chosen. The desire for one more trade appears, response already chosen. The trading window ends, response already chosen. Notice how different this feels. The emotional trader waits until pressure arrives, then searches for the answer. The professional trader already knows the answer and simply practices executing it. The market still creates uncertainty, but the response no longer has to. Chapter 6. Every trader has doors. Every trader has moments where emotional decision-making becomes more likely. Not all day, not every candle. Specific situations. Perhaps the stop loss gets close. Perhaps a fast-moving candle creates fear of missing out. Perhaps a profitable trade finishes quickly. Perhaps a losing trade creates urgency. Perhaps the trading window is ending. Perhaps the market is still moving after the trader has already finished. These moments are different for every trader, but every trader has them. Think of them as doors. Most of the day, the trading process is relatively calm. Then one of these doors appears. The trader walks through it, and suddenly, everything begins to feel negotiable. The stop suddenly seems too close. A mediocre setup suddenly looks good enough. One more trade suddenly seems reasonable. The trader isn't becoming irrational. The trader has arrived at a familiar decision point. Perhaps improving discipline isn't about trying to be disciplined for the entire trading session. Perhaps it's about learning to recognize these doors, because this is where professional decisions matter most. Chapter 7. Old sentence. Professional response. Once a trader knows the doors, the next step becomes surprisingly simple. Learn the first sentence, then rehearse the professional response. Imagine the stop loss begins to feel uncomfortable. The old sentence appears. It needs more room. The trader has heard this sentence many times before. Instead of beginning another debate, the professional response has already been chosen. The stop was planned before the trade. My discomfort does not invalidate the setup. The stop stays. Or perhaps the market is moving quickly. A large candle appears. The trader thinks, "This looks good enough." The professional response is already waiting. No qualified setup, no trade. Or maybe the first trade ended quickly. The trader thinks, "I barely traded today." Again, The response has already been rehearsed. My planned trade was my trading day. Trade 2 must independently earn execution. Notice what changed. The trader isn't arguing with the emotional thought. The trader isn't trying to convince the mind that the emotion shouldn't exist. The trader is simply retrieving a response that has already been practiced. The old sentence may still appear, but it no longer has to make the decision. Chapter 8. Why willingness matters. At this point, some traders may ask, if I already know the professional response, why is it still so difficult to follow? Because something important happens at every decision point. The emotional response usually feels better immediately. Moving the stop creates relief. Taking one more trade creates excitement. Chasing the market reduces the fear of missing out. Revenge trading creates the feeling of doing something. Emotion offers immediate comfort. The professional response often does the opposite. Keeping the stop feels uncomfortable. Walking away feels incomplete. Waiting feels frustrating. Doing nothing feels unproductive. This is where willingness enters. Not confidence, not certainty, willingness. The willingness to execute the professional response, even when another response feels much better. Perhaps willingness has been misunderstood. Many people think willingness means feeling ready or feeling confident. Perhaps it simply means this: I am willing to execute the response I already chose, even though another choice feels more comfortable. That is a very different kind of discipline. Chapter 9. Becoming the trader before the market opens. Imagine preparing for tomorrow's session, not by predicting where the market will go, but by preparing for the trader you are most likely to become. The trader already knows one of the doors will probably appear. The stop will become uncomfortable. The fear of missing out will appear. The temptation for one more trade will arrive. None of that is surprising anymore. So before the market even opens, the trader quietly rehearses. If I hear, it needs more room, the stop stays. If I hear, maybe one more trade, trade 2 must independently earn execution. If I hear, this looks good enough. No qualified setup, no trade. Notice what the trader is really practicing. Not predictions, not certainty, identity. The trader is rehearsing who they intend to become before the emotional moment arrives. Chapter 10. The professional trader retrieves. Perhaps one of the biggest differences between emotional trading and professional trading isn't knowledge. Both traders may know where the stop belongs. Both traders may understand risk management. Both traders may recognize a high-quality setup. The difference appears when pressure arrives. The emotional trader begins creating. Should I move the stop? Maybe this time is different. Maybe just one more trade. This setup looks good enough. Every difficult situation becomes another negotiation. The professional trader has a different experience. The same thoughts may still appear. The same discomfort may still exist. But something else has already happened. The response has already been chosen. Instead of creating the answer, the trader retrieves it. The market creates uncertainty. The process does not. Perhaps discipline isn't something the trader invents under pressure. Perhaps discipline is something the trader rehearses long before pressure arrives. Chapter 11. A different way to prepare. Many traders prepare by studying the market. They identify support and resistance, trend direction, economic news, potential setups. All of those things matter, but perhaps there is another kind of preparation, preparing for yourself. Not asking, what will the market do today? But asking, If one of my familiar doors appears today, who will I be? Perhaps today's preparation becomes something much simpler. If my stop begins to feel uncomfortable, the stop stays. If I begin fearing I'll miss the move, no qualified setup, no trade. If I want one more trade, trade 2 must independently earn execution. If my trading window ends, my edge includes knowing when not to participate. Notice what is happening. The trader is no longer hoping to remember the right decision. The trader has already decided. Tomorrow's emotions don't need to invent today's process. Final thoughts. Perhaps becoming a better trader isn't only about reading more books, finding better indicators, or discovering a new strategy. Perhaps it's also about becoming someone who already knows how they will respond. Before emotion asks the question, the market will always create uncertainty. There will always be fear. There will always be greed. There will always be the temptation to negotiate. That isn't the problem. The question is, will the trader begin inventing another answer or retrieve the one that was already chosen? Because under pressure, the mind doesn't always create. Often, it retrieves. So perhaps tomorrow morning, before looking at the charts, before thinking about profits, before searching for opportunities, the trader can ask one simple question. When my familiar door appears today, what response have I already chosen? Then, when the market opens, the old thought may still arrive. It needs more room. Maybe one more trade. This looks good enough. The trader simply smiles. There it is. The thought isn't surprising anymore. The door isn't surprising anymore. The professional response is already waiting because the decision was made before the trade. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is there a situation in your trading where you've already decided how you'll respond before the market opens? Or is there a door you're now realizing you could prepare for? I'd love to hear what you've noticed in your own trading. If you know another trader who might benefit from this video, consider sharing it with them. And if you'd like more videos about trading psychology, professional decision-making, and becoming the trader you want to become, consider subscribing. Because trading is not only a journey of learning the markets, it's also a journey of becoming someone who can make better decisions, long before the market asks for them.